war now. It's like war. It's trying to shit on me on the video. That's why I'm like, damn, I might just kill this bitch. Chrisean Rock is a very, 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 very low vibrational woman. And the thing about it is that the reason why Chrisean Rock is so popular and she has so many fans is because of her relativity and how good women can relate to her. And that's because Chrisean Rock represents a very large portion of the women who we have here in America, in Western society. And unfortunately, especially in the melanated people's community, you got Chrisean Rock inside a car smoking this huge blunt of the za, the gas. She's smoking on him. It's her, right? This is the kind of woman who is basically like this. A woman who goes on live and says, hey, I just might kill this pregnancy, and says it effortlessly, as if it doesn't even matter. This living being that's inside of her, hey, I'll just terminate this if I get upset enough. This is the kind of woman that we're left with in all of our communities. There's no difference with her frame of mind from the frame of mind of every woman, I'd probably say 30 and under in America. You got to understand that we as fathers, we have 0% prioritized opinion over our children, over whether they even get to be brought into this world or not. But a woman like Chrisean Rock can get pregnant by Blueface, even though he don't want her to have that child. And as long as she feels like it, she could bring that child into this world, into whatever low vibrational household, whatever low vibrational life that child is going to have. But tomorrow, if she wakes up and says, I don't want to do this no more. Even if Blueface says, you know what, I'm in this. She could just snap of a finger, terminate the pregnancy. It'll all be over. And guess what, fellas? Every woman in America is exactly like this. These women do not respect their wombs. These women do not love themselves. They do not love their children. They do not love the life force, that God-like creative force inside of them, that little spirit that's in their womb. They don't love that. The kids are born. They still don't love their kids. They'll make it look good. They'll make sure they have the big parties and they have the designer clothes on them and everything. But in all due reality, behind closed doors, they'll be just letting social media raise their children. The children will cry. They'll put some McDonald's in their mouth. They'll put a lollipop in their mouth. They'll let these kids do whatever they want. These kids will be like Summer Walker's daughter. Every time you see Summer Walker's daughter, her child is beating on her, and Summer Walker is acting like that's regular. That's regular. You know what I'm saying? And you got to ask yourself this, fellas. If these women don't have respect for themselves, if they can be pregnant, smoking constantly, drinking constantly, because Chrisean Rock had a severe drinking problem before she got pregnant. After seeing her smoke, could you really believe that she stopped drinking altogether as well? No. And if these women could be that disrespectful to themselves and the child in their womb who did not ask to be here and is only there because the woman said so, regardless of the reason, what makes you think that these women have any true love and respect for you? We are just possessions to these women, just like their children are just possessions to them. They don't have any real love for us. They don't have any real... First of all, all women, 99.9% of the time, they love and care about their children way more than the person who they had the children with. Or if they're not with the person who they had the children with, they definitely value the children and place them in a higher regard almost all the time than the new men in her and those kids' lives. And if they don't care about the thought of terminating a pregnancy, they act like it's no big thing because they done did it more than once. If they can act like that, then of course you'll have situations where what happened yesterday or the day before yesterday, a woman was arguing with the father of her 3-4 children, And regardless of the fact that maybe he cheated on her or whatever, his life was so valueless to her. And that's the natural born father of her children, where he's not trying to argue. He's trying to go to work. And she pops him in the head in the house in front of the kids, in front of the kid's grandmother. Like, these women are really godless. These women are godless. And they only live for attention. They only live for satisfaction. When you look at the most disciplined people in the world, most of the most disciplined people in the world are men. And even the most least disciplined men in the world are more disciplined than a lot of the least disciplined women in the world. And this is what we have offered on the table for us. These are the same women who, if you ask them, what do you bring to the table? They're going to say, I am the table. Why? Just because we want to fuck them. And this is our problem. This is our problem. Because we can do these nasty, naughty things with them, and because men like to obsess over them, they have this God complex. I can do away with this man anytime I want. I can scrutinize this man, lie on this man anytime I want, and destroy his career. I can terminate a pregnancy anytime I want. I can do anything I want because I'm a queen. I'm her. I'm her. You got some women who it doesn't work out with the person who they had kids with. You'll find out they're abusing the kids or they're drowning. You know what I'm saying? Other people's spawns. It's like, where's the real love? Where's the real love? It's like, these days, all of our women are succubuses. They're energy takers. They're money takers. They're definitely life takers. And we get nothing in return. Nothing in return. And they actually think that their vagina is good enough. This is the world that we live in. Okay? When you think about the women, right? And you think about all the extra overweight children on this earth, right? I mean, in America, right? Half the time to most of the time, it's usually a single mother that's overeating, overfeeding her children. Half the time to most of the time, okay? If you look at all these children who are autistic, some of them were born that way. Others, it can be traced back to the shots that they give children when they're born. We all know that's a thing. But we don't discuss the times where these women may have been pregnant, fighting while pregnant with these children. I've seen women be pregnant, getting into fights that they have no business being in. They're fighting while they're pregnant with these children. They're purposely eating whatever they want. They're drinking and smoking, sniffing cocaine and doing all of these things, You know what I'm saying? I got women in my family who unfortunately, their children are a certain way because of things that they did while they were pregnant. All these things that can contribute to autism in a child. These women do not respect their wombs. So if you're watching this video and listening to this video, if these women don't respect their wombs, they don't respect their innocent children who are in their wombs, and they can terminate a pregnancy, not think twice about it. I mean, what makes you really think that they have any real love and concern for you? It has to be only momentarily. It has to be only temporarily until you get her mad. And if she knows the only way to get at you is through your child, it's like these women will not love their kids more than you. And if y'all are not together, she'll still go out of her way to make sure you don't see your kids. You don't speak to your children. This is the kind of world that we're living in. We're living in a bizarre world. The people who care about the kids less, the people who discipline the kids less, who structure the kids less, are the people who get to dominate what goes on with the children. These people who get to dominate the time spent with the children. This is the state of the country that we're living in. Okay? As someone who slept with a whole lot of women, I noticed something about women, right? A lot of women will get their tubes tied because they like the feeling of a man busting in them. And she will not, as long as she got her tubes tied, she will never tell you to put a condom on. That's how you know these chicks really don't respect their womb. They really don't respect the cat. Because if you're the dude who she's saying, hey, listen, I got my tubes tied, so you can light off for me anytime you want. I won't get pregnant. They're more concerned about getting pregnant than catching a permanent disease. And yes, as a man, I've definitely still indulged in some of these women. But as I get older, I've become disgusted with myself from dealing with these kind of women. And I've become disgusted with these women. You got to understand, how many times because I know I ain't the only one. How many times as a man you've dealt with a woman and even if she hasn't got her tubes tied, she says, listen, you could bust in me, you could nut in me, I don't care. I'm just going to kill it. I ain't having no more babies. And they say it, you got to understand, they will argue and say that a fetus at a certain number of weeks is not a real human being yet. But they will easily say, I'll kill it. So it's like, you know you're catching a body. You know it's a homicide, but you don't care as long as you're in control of the situation and you get to have the fun you want to have. And this is why I do things like I've been on a hiatus from eating the box. I haven't eaten the box since exactly December 2021. And it will be a while. It will be a while. And if I even did it this year, it would probably only be once or twice this year, which is what I was doing anyway before I decided to just not do it anymore. I went raw in a couple women. I'm getting ready to just put on a condom every single time just to let these women know that I don't think you're as clean as you say you are. And just in case, I'm going to have protection. Because when you sleep with women raw, they think they're special. What can we do about this, fellas? We have to understand that it's over. It's over for all women who are born in America and were raised in America. It's over. They are for recreational use only. What are you looking for, a girlfriend? What are you, fucking stupid? You really think a woman born and raised in America can be your girlfriend? Out of 100% of the women born in America after the 80s, especially born in the 90s, going into the 2000s, you really think you're going to find a wife? You really think you're going to find a mentally stable woman in a world where 1 in 3 women, 1 in 4 women are on mental medication? They have mental issues, and of course, they've been victimized by the wrong people. But it is what it is. They are who they are now. So you think you're going to find a wife? Are you dumb? You think you're going to find a girlfriend? Are you dumb? We got to focus on ourselves. When you see every woman walking in the street, please understand that every woman you meet, every woman who you want to slide with, every woman who you want to get to know, deep down, she's just like Chrisean Rock.